folks, me again. Just thought I'd give everyone a quick update. I've almost got everything ready for the installation job on my van. Just waiting on spray adhesive. So I've been out today and picked up all my reflectics, my underlay, I've got my sound deadening, some duct tape, foil tape, vapor barrier, expanding foam, sanitary sealant around the wheel boxes. I managed to pick up a good couple of rolls of loft insulation wool off the Facebook Marketplace, 2 roads away, so I got 2 3/4 roll for about 30 quid, so I'm not going to grumble. I'm going to possibly start putting the sound deadening in later. I'm going to give all the bits of metal a good clean, and give that a go and try and document as much of it as possible. I'm waiting on a few sheets of ply that are being cut to redo my back door and side door cards, as they are quite battered up, so they weren't much good for fitting back in. Hopefully spray adhesive arrives tomorrow, then I can actually start fitting everything properly. I was going to have a go at putting the floor in as well later. I'm going to put down a vapor barrier, then a couple layers of the underlay, and then foil tape all around the edges, and then get the sound deadening on, put a vapor barrier up. There's a bit of controversy as to vapor barriers with holding moisture in rather than doing the job, but you win some, you lose some. I'm going to give it a go. I've got 2 packs of it there, so I'm going to vapor barrier the whole back of the inside of the truck, floor to ceiling. Yeah, and then basically once I've got the vapor barrier up, then I'll fill it in with insulating wool, expanding foam any gaps I can't get to or I can't fill the wool. Then I'm going to tape the reflectics, or reflectics style, it's the bubble wrap with the foil either side. I'm going to tape that in over the top, which then should hopefully lock in the wool, because I don't want to be breathing that in at night time. And then cover it all in foil tape so that there's no gaps. The only little concern I've got is the little side step area, because it obviously drops quite a bit, but we'll see what happens there, and then I can start getting the plywood back in. I've dried out and cleaned up all of the floor and the wheel boxes. I ended up spending a good morning yesterday sanding them all down, going through tons and tons of orbital pads, sanding pads, and then got the blowtorch on them to try and dry them out a bit, because they were all a bit damp. So I thought I'd try and save them rather than just go and buying more and spending money unnecessarily. And then hopefully tomorrow my crank seal for the front timing cover will be arriving. That means Thursday I can get on with the timing chain. So I've got everything else for the timing chains here, even got the water pump. Also should have a throttle body turning up tomorrow, which would be good, and my new stereo. I've gone for some sort of cheap Chinesium touchscreen job, and I've got a little reverse camera, which I'll show you a bit later on, which I'm going to drill into a little plastic numplate light holder, so that the rear view camera is not as noticeable as the sort of normal bolt-on external units. So I'm going to give that a go. I will be putting some cameras around the van, so that when I'm sleeping inside I have some sort of security. I'm going to have a small little sort of, I don't know, 7 to 10 inch monitor with connected to a DVR with 4-channel input, so that I can, at the flick of a switch, bring up all the cameras. So I'll be close to where I'm sleeping, and I can check who's around. I'll have, both sides, front and back, covered. So there will be a few small external cameras, but I don't want anything too noticeable. So, and we'll see how we get on with those. Really managed to fix the central locking key, which was a result. I'll just dig it out now. Basically, I'll get the camera to stay still, and out of the sunlight would be good. Nope, she's not going to play ball today. Basically, sat there farting around yesterday, trying to figure out why the key wasn't working. All the various procedures that are online and that I already know of to try and get the remote central locking key working, and none of them were doing anything. And I thought, well, hang on a minute. I sort of very basically tested the key the other day, and didn't really notice anything too wrong. So I thought, right, let's get it on the desk, let's get the meter out, and let's go through it properly. Now, this might be a bit hard to see on the camera, but you can notice, no, it's not going to focus in for love or money. Oh, and I'm about to lose it. So there, just above my fingernail, there was a broken circuit track which was causing the antenna side of the remote to not do anything. And yeah, after a bit of investigation, checking the pinouts on the IC, I realised this. It didn't look broken from the external, but when I was actually sort of doing continuity checks, I realised there was no continuity there to the little capacitor that sits above it and the diode. So I put in a bit of Vera wire and she's working again. No programming or anything, just literally started working. Magic. So I have central locking, which is a blinder because I got so fed up with having to go inside the van every time to hit the lock button, then come out, lock the driver's door, and if I wanted to get in I'd go around, unlock the driver's door, open the door up to disable central lock. I was just getting on my nerves, so I'm glad that's now sorted. I think that's about it really, so I'm going to hopefully play with some time lapse once I start the installation process. I might get the sound deadening in before that. I'll take a few pictures just so you can see what the sort of process is, but it's nothing exciting. You clean the panel, stick it on, and luckily when I bought a wallpapering kit ages ago, I have this little Harris roller. So rather than go and buying the real deal, 5-6 quid I think they want for one of these, I've got one. And the obligatory scraper. What it might help get the corners in. The soundproofing I'm using is Dodo Mat. Let's pick it up on eBay, nothing exciting. They're all roughly about the same price. I've got 30 sheets I believe. Hopefully that's going to be enough. I'm not going to go too mad. I was going to try and sound deaden the entire thing, like all the wheel arches, all the panels, like every sort of single skinned area. I was just going to chuck sound deadening on. I don't think I'm going to bother too much. I'm going to try and sort of put 2 to 3 in each of the lower rear quarters, 1 on each wheel arch, a couple on the rear panels, and side door and opposite, and then if I've got enough, 1 for each back door, and with these single skin sections, because by the time I fill it with a vapor barrier, insulating wool, and then the reflective stuff, I don't think you're going to get too much sound come back through there. There are slight acoustic properties to some of this. I know the underlay is an acoustic sound barrier and vapor barrier. As seen here, Acoustalay. What we got on here? Joint protection, thermal insulation, sound quality, performance, and vapor barrier. Transmitted sound reduction impact 20 decibels. 2mm thick, 1.8mm spot leveling. Anything else that's any good on here? Thermal insulation is low, but still it's better than nothing. If I've got enough reflectix, I might put a layer over the top, but I'm going to be putting lino down by the looks of it, so that in itself will also help with the insulating properties ever slightly. And as for the ceiling, I've decided I'm going to try and clad straight over what I've got. Now, how that'll work I don't know, because there are these awkward try and do this while looking at the camera. There. These like awkward steps, and that drops. Then comes to another step, middle drops, goes there. So I don't know how it's going to work. I'm probably going to have to try and bulk up this flat section. I was going to do the cladding, that's the word I was looking for, the cladding, sort of vertically along the van, and stagger it so it's not all the joins are not in the same place. And then just literally, well, I'd insulate above it and then drill the holes and put my LED downlight straight in. Going to be running all the wiring for the near side of the van, the left side, passenger side, so that if I do eventually go for a pop top, which is, you know, is a possibility, if everything goes well with the van, everything works and I don't get any more problems, I'll probably start saving up for the pop top, just so I've got that extra bed, so when the kids jump in there's an extra bed there, we're not stretched for space. Yeah, and then I thought, well, if I wire it all from one side, if I take the roof out, it's easy to redo. Be one wire coming into roughly the middle of the roof from the near side and stretching out into the junction box of the LED lights. So pretty simple really. Got some cable. I decided to go with a sort of standard household twin core flex, but it's flat, so it will save a lot more room in the conduit. Now this is 0.75mm squared conductor, which I have worked out, it says here 1380 watt. Now running 12 volt or 13.4 volt, just say 14 just to round it off, I should get about 16 amps this should take. And now I've got nothing running that much. The biggest thing I'll have in it will probably be running a 10 amp fuse, which will be the ceiling fan and possibly the telly, but the rest of it I have no qualms at all that cable won't take it. I was going to get the thicker stuff, same stuff I used to use in my Land Rover, which is like an orange flex round core from B&Q, which I think is 2.5mm conductor area, which is a little bit more manly, but I don't think I'll need it. The internal stuff, i.e. switches, anything that's doing any of the big jobs, will all be inside the kitchen unit anyway, and I have got some of the thicker flex left. I just wanted to keep the stuff that's running down through the conduits and along the edge of the top where the guttering is to be as slim as possible. I've only got a few things: LED lights, TV, accessory socket, and I will chuck a spare in just in case I need to put anything else in this side. And then obviously everything else will hopefully be coming down in the ceiling there. The extractor fan will be going along there somewhere, and the wires for the solar panel should come in, so which will all drop down into the kitchen unit. So nice and clean, all behind the walls. I'm going to make access panels so it's a bit easier to get to, same as stuff for the rear lights. I haven't quite worked out if I actually need to have an access panel, because the lights come off separately, so I don't actually need to do anything here. So I can box all that off, and that's all done with. So I will catch you up when I've actually done something.